And you are looking live at Sold Out Giants Stadium with today the 15-0 New York Giants will be taking on the 0-15 Green Bay Packers. Why the Green Bay Packers own 15? Because they suck. And welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody out there at all going to spend any time with me here tonight? Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Greatly. Anybody who wants to do this, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys absolutely freaking rock. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Going to try to go about 30 minutes here tonight. Shoot my mouth off for about 30 minutes. Anybody got anything to say? Just throw it in the chat box. I check on the chat box every so often, so I'll be, any questions, concerns, or whatever, just fire away. I'll get back home. But I go to bed late, at nighttime. I hate getting up early, hate going to bed early. I'm just not that kind of guy. But I try to get up earlier tomorrow than normal because I think it's 9:30 because they're across the pond. So ain't no 1 o'clock game. So if I get up on the time I usually do, the game will be about halfway over. So I got to make sure I get up a little earlier in the morning to watch the game. The Giants elevated, 3 guys from their practice squad. I mean, they had to do something. I mean, they got so many. They got so many guys. I'm going to go over it in a little bit, but I mean, like the guys that the Giants have injured, and they have 7 guys who are out. And Packers, of course, it's simply amazing. Every game, the Giants have the guys out and this, that, and the other team has the Bears were a little dinged up last week, though. But, I mean, this week, of course, the Packers have absolutely nobody out. Okay, Giants have 7 guys out. Giants have like half of an offense out. I mean, it's just unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. And it's not even so much that. I mean, it's just like every year. Every year. It's just simply amazing, simply amazing. So, I mean, since the Giants had all the guys, there's 7 guys out, they got to do some guys, elevating some guys on the practice squad. So, they made a trio of roster moves on Saturday in advance of Sunday's game against the Packers. The Giants filled their open spot on the 53-man roster by signing veteran safety Tony Jefferson, who's been on the 53 before. Okay. The Giants were also elevating quarterback Davis Webb, because he can't go into the game with just one quarterback, and wide receiver Marcus Johnson from the practice squad for Sunday's game. Let's see. Jefferson is a vet who's been for the practice squad for 2 games of the season. He has 3 defensive snaps. Jefferson takes the roster spot vacated when Aaron Rodgers was placed on injury reserve. Webb, a 2017 third-round pick by the Giants, has never thrown a pass in the NFL game. He's been elevated to the number 2 quarterback behind Daniel Jones because Tyrod Taylor is out with a concussion. Unbelievable. Now, Webb was obviously with the Giants before, but then he's got the familiarity with Dable and Shane because Webb was with Buffalo from 2019 to 2021. And, while Dable was the Bills' offensive coordinator. So, and as we saw, he's very familiar or comfortable, obviously, with the with the system. He did very well in preseason. I know it was just preseason. I get that, but he did very, very well in preseason. So, he's familiar with the offense. So, but the one thing like in preseason, I mean, a lot of people say like he was playing against third stringers and stuff like that, but he was also playing with third stringers as well. Okay. It wasn't like, it was him and the Giants' first string offense, okay, going against third string defense of the other team. It was, Giants had their second, third string there as well, same as the other, so, talent was very comparable. Let's see. And Dable said, and Davis Webb, he's been in the offense for a long time, which is huge, really, really huge. I mean, he's been in it, longer than Daniel Jones is. So he's very, very comfortable with the things that Dable wants to try to do. So each week, even though he's on the practice squad, he prepares, meaning talking to Davis Webb. That's what we ask all our guys to do, whether it's a practice squad running back, prepare like you're going to have an opportunity to play. So when the opportunity does present itself and you're brought up, that you're ready to go. So that's whether we sign a guy this week and start getting him ready to play, or a guy like Davis, but he's certainly been here for a while. So you're not teaching. He knows the stuff, which is huge. Pretty much any position, you want the guys just to react. You don't want them thinking. They start thinking, holy cow, forget about it. But if you got them thinking at the quarterback spot, once you get to the NFL, once you're on the first string and you go in there and you take a step back and you start thinking, what kind of coverage is that? Where are our receivers going to be? Oh, forget about it. You got to drop back and pass, and you got to know. Your eyes just got bam, 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 back and forth. Where's the wide receiver, right? Find the open guy, get the ball out of your hands as fast as possible. You can't be thinking back there. You start thinking, forget about it. Absolutely forget about it. And that's one of the things sometimes it seems like Daniel Jones. It's kind of tough to tell sometimes with Daniel Jones, right? Is he getting a little gun shy or whatever you want to call it, because he's constantly has pressure on him? Is he, I don't know, trying to protect the ball too much, or because the quality of receivers he has out there, right? It isn't what some of the other teams have. Is he a little slow to pull the trigger because he's learning a new offense? Right? He was with came up with Shermer, right? Actually before that he was with Duke. Then he had 1 year with Shermer, right? Then he had 2 years with Joe Judge and the Clapper. So that's 3 offensive systems in 4 years. And now he has Dable. So he's had 4 different offensive systems. 4 years. 4 different offensive systems, 5 years. Okay. 1, 2, 3. He's had 4 different coaches, 4 different offensive coordinators, 4 different offensive systems in 5 years. You look at some of the guys, obviously, say got like maybe a Josh Allen or maybe a Patrick Mahomes. Like with Patrick Mahomes now, being under Andy Reid, he's been there for quite a few years. He knows what Andy Reid does. He knows what the system is. Of course, they put in different plays and all, but a lot of the stuff is, kind of the same. He drops back and he doesn't have to think. Some of it you kind of wonder how much is Daniel Jones, having to think. If you see the playbook's not 2 pages long. It's not two dozen pages long. It's how thick a playbook is, and you got to learn all of that. And then pretty much after the season's over, you got to take that, throw it in the trash, and learn something new. It's not easy, not easy at all. All right, but the wide receiver Johnson, okay, he's 6'1", 207 pounds. He's a 6-year NFL veteran. He's played for the Eagles, the Colts, and the Titans. In 42 games, he's had 51 receptions. So basically, he catches 1 pass a game. All right. Johnson was elevated from the Giants practice squad last week against the Bears, playing a single offensive snap with Kenny Golladay, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Kadarius Toney unable to play. The addition of Johnson, the Giants have only 4 wide receivers active for Sunday. 4. We got Richie James, David Sills, Darius Slayton, and Johnson. All right, so even Wan'Dale Robinson, who had a possibility maybe playing, won't be playing. Oh wow, 4 receivers we got. We got like what do you got? 4th, 5th, 6th best wide receivers. I'm gonna go play the Packers and try to win a football game. And we got here some Giants wire. Got some storylines here to look out for. Well, one of the things here they're getting a little crazy about here is a playoff preview. Playoff preview between the Giants and the Packers. We got a long way to go in the season. But the one thing, I don't understand this. This doesn't make any sense to me personally, is that This is the first time in all games they played across the pond that two teams have had a winning record. All right, that just kind of just shocks me. I mean, I don't understand why don't you? I don't know. We don't. Why don't we have the Bills and the Chiefs over there? Or, you know what I'm saying? Isn't Tom Brady over there playing against whatever? You know what I'm saying? Lamar Jackson versus Tom Brady, or I mean, why don't we have something like that going on? Right? I mean, why don't we go over there? We're trying to promote the game, and it's like every time we go, it's not maybe so much that all the games were absolutely horrible, whatever, but it's like I don't know. We got like the Lions playing the Panthers, or I mean, it's like it's. I thought we'd try to send some good teams over there. Try to promote it a little bit better than what we've been doing. It's like a lot of times you just get teams over there. I mean, maybe you might have one team that has a record that's better than 500, but we've never, ever had two teams at the same time with a record over 500 play a game across the pond. That's just find it hard to believe. But here in Giants, right, again, both teams have opened the season by winning 3 of the first 4 games. For the Packers, that's nothing new. But for the Giants, a refreshing change for a franchise has logged in losing records in 8 of the past 9 seasons. Of course, only in 2016 was the last time we didn't have the losing record. But a win by the Giants would give them their best start since 2009 when they began the season 5-0. That's hard to believe. Hard to believe. Now, the thing was with the Packers, right? The Packers coming off of excuse me. Of course, they traded away Davante Adams. So the one thing is now, Rodgers is trying to get kind of familiar with some of his wide receivers. Now, they're probably going to get more and more comfortable, obviously, as the season goes along. So for the Giants to maybe get them early on might be a plus. Because obviously they lost, Davante Adams. That's huge. But, the Packers have really not scored a boatload of points either. All right. Another storyline I got here, of course, the Giants, right? The injuries are out of control. The Giants have listed 7, count them, 7 players out for the game. Cordell Flott, Kenny Golladay, Kadarius Toney, Wan'Dale Robinson, 3 wide receivers. And, of course, let's not forget Sterling Shepard. So their top 4 wide receivers not playing. Go to any other team out there, pretty much in the NFL, take their top 4 wide receivers out. And, can't play. Give them their 5th, 6th, 7th best wide receivers. And there you go. Good luck. Try to win a football game. Good luck. All right. The defensive lineman Henry Mondo with his ankle. Azeez Ojulari aggravated the calf again. And Tyrod Taylor. All right. Leonard Williams, questionable. So questionable is usually good. I mean, doubtful is there's a chance they'll play, but if they get doubtful, there's obviously a better chance they will not play. Questionable means there's a good chance they will play. Now, Leonard Williams, if he does want to play, will probably be on a pitch count. He's not going to go in there and play all 70 snaps, maybe half of them or so, whatever, but it would wind up being huge. It would give the defense a big lift, just having Leo the Lion out there. Well, not only that, but I'm going to go over it in a little bit as far as maybe helping out against the run game, which is, one of the Packers' bright spots so far. They got like a 2-headed monster. They got 2 guys that do a very, very good job running the football. Okay. And, the problem is that, now the Packers got a good running game going to go along with the Hall of Fame quarterback throwing football. So if we can stop the run, that would be huge. Clog up the middle. Not only clog up the middle, but, maybe get some pressure up the middle on Aaron Rodgers. But not only that, but keep the guy in the pocket. You can't let the guy roll out. Can't let him escape wide. Got to keep him in the pocket. Then we got here another one is Giants lead the NFL in rushing. All right. The Giants lead the NFL 192 yards per game, average. And that's the second highest yards per carry, only behind the Lions. The Lions, 5.8 yards per carry. They can thank the football gods for the return of stud running back Saquon Barkley to his 2018 form. Barkley leads the NFL in both rushing yards and total yards from scrimmage. Meanwhile, Green Bay ranks 22nd in the league in rushing defense, allowing 126 yards per game. Opponents have an average 5 yards per carry against them. That's where the Giants might be able to take advantage of the Green Bay. In last week's victory over the Patriots, Stevenson and Harris combined for 152 rushing yards and a touchdown on 32 carries against the Pack. Okay, so they're two running backs, right? And then they had second and third string quarterbacks in there, okay, against the Packers. So, I mean, the Packers could have almost tried to, dared them to beat us with the pass, okay, and clogged up the running lanes, all right. And I don't think they chose to do that. But, I mean, the Patriots, okay, had 152 yards rushing and a touchdown, 32 carries, average 4.8 yards per carry against the Packers. And Stevenson and Harris they're not Saquon Barkley. All right. And we got here the Giants defense. Giants are ranked 9th in the league in scoring defense, surrounding 17.8 points per game. They've been more clutch than in past years. Now, a lot is the theory of relativity here, okay? They're giving up 17 points. I mean, a lot of that you also look at, they didn't play phenomenal offenses. Yeah, they played the Cowboys, but with Cooper Rush as the quarterback, right? So, I mean, they didn't really play phenomenal offenses. But it's like everything's relative, right? If your offense is better, you're holding on to the ball, you're completing passes, running the ball, got a good passing game going, and you're scoring points and you're moving up and down the field and all that. You're keeping the ball. You're keeping the other team's offense off the field, obviously, right? So therefore, you probably get up even less points than what they've been doing. So, a lot of it's, the Giants' offense could even get better, right? That would really help out the defense as well. So, through 4 games, the Giants are second in the NFL in third down defense, allowing opponents to convert just 29%. That's crazy. That's really, really good. But now we're going to go up against Aaron Rodgers, okay? The Packers are 9th third down conversion, converting 42.5%. All right, so this is going to be a big test for both teams, right? And we got who will step up. The Giants have relied on some of their money players to get by the season. Running back Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones, left tackle Andrew Thomas, Xavier McKinney, defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence. They've all come through big time. First round is defensive tackle Evan Neal, who should be playing, right? And that outside linebacker Kayvon Thibodeaux have gotten off to lukewarm starts. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. Giants will let those two step it up soon. Neal has been inconsistent against the pass. The Packers are tied for 7th in sacks. So we're going to get some more pressure on Daniel Jones when he steps back to pass. So I don't think how many times they're going to have maybe, like how last week they had him rolling out of the pocket instead of standing in the pocket and getting a lot of pressure on. Maybe had him rolling out of the pocket. They might have a lot of that moving the pocket, rolling him out of the pocket, whatever they can do, maybe so he's not standing in the pocket. All right. Rashawn Gary leads the way. He has 5 sacks, and they will certainly try probably maybe him going against Neal this week instead of Thomas. So basically, what is this? They take their best pass rusher. It's like we're going to put him up against Thomas. We're going to put him up against Evan Neal. We're going up against Evan Neal because he's really struggling against the pass. Evan Neal's going to get better. It's going to take some time. Maybe by the end of the season, he'll start getting better. Maybe the second year he'll get even better. Maybe by the third season, he'll be, up there. Maybe, but with the Andrew Thomas level, you know what I mean? Elite level. But it's going to take time, right? But that's what they do right now is they take their best pass rusher and it's like, they pick their poison. And right now they're picking Evan Neal. Hopefully in a year or two, right, they'll be like, do we want to go against Andrew Thomas, who's an all-pro, or do we want to go against Evan Neal, who's an all-pro? Yeah, we're screwed, So, but right now they're going up against Evan Neal. And then, of course, we got for the Giant, right? Thibodeaux missed the first 2 games and still seeking his first NFL sack. Green Bay is allowing 2.3 sacks per game this year, but only 1 in each of the last 2 games. Okay. Then, of course, we got, And they bring up, Ojulari won't be playing, right? So, I mean, that's going to be, so whoever's playing opposite of Kayvon, is going to need to step it up. We got some decent pass rushers, right? But he's going to need to step it up and keep Aaron Rodgers in the pocket. I mean, got to keep him in the pocket. Yo, sup, guy? It's Miz. It's Miz. How you doing? Thanks for the comments. I don't usually get comments all the time. Maybe like every 2 or 3 shows, somebody might put a comment in there. So thanks for the comment. I greatly appreciate it. Whoever gave me the thumbs up, I greatly appreciate it. I'm right back at you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. But now what we got? All right, we got, as I said, the Packers. I mean, they're not scoring. I mean, obviously Aaron Rodgers is completing 69% of his passes. Yeah, not too bad. But unlike him, I mean, like, when was it? Was it last year? He only, let me see here. See if I can do this here without screwing it up. Yeah, what? Is this year or is this? Okay, yeah. Last year, he had 5 interceptions. What did he have? 4. Okay, my bad. 2020, he had 5. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's disgusting. I mean, last year he had 4. 2020 he had 5. 2019 he had 4 interceptions. 2018 he had 2 interceptions. I mean, the guy just not throw interceptions. This year he has 3 already. Quarter way through the season he has 3. Okay, so that's good and that's bad. It's good because, he's got some new receivers, right? He's trying to get familiar with, but he's thrown 3. So he's on pace. Now, I don't think he's going to keep it up, but he's on pace basically for 12 interceptions. You have to go back to 2008. Last time he threw 12 interceptions. 2008, he threw 13 interceptions. Since 2009 to this year, he's thrown more than 12 interceptions. He's never thrown at least 12 interceptions in a year. 2010, he had 11 interceptions. No other season has he had double digits in interceptions. I mean, it's just unbelievable. As I said, 2018, he threw 2 interceptions. He played all 16 games. He was 6-9-1, had a bad record. But he threw 25 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean, just unbelievable, So, but he's thrown 3 already. Now, the bad thing is that the Giants, I think, are the only team in the NFL who do not have an interception yet. That's not good. I mean, the object is to win football games. We don't have a lot of sacks, or we had 6 of them. We go through the Bears game, where we had 3 sacks in 3 games, right? The bottom line is win the football game. Doesn't matter if you get a sack, an interception, whatever. Win the football games, and that's what the Giants have been doing. But it also helps, to get pressure on the quarterback, and if you can get an interception, turnovers are huge. Not only maybe kills a drive of the other team, but maybe, or if they don't have a drive and you get an interception, now you're deep in the other teams, right? Maybe you got almost, automatic 3 points, or you got a good shot of at least 3 points if you can't score a touchdown. So the Giants got to get some turnovers. If Rodgers can throw an interception, that would be huge, right? But they said the Packers, okay, what do we got here? Okay, so we got Dillon and Jones. Those are the 2 guys, okay? They're very, very good. All right. Aaron Jones, very good. Boy, he's so good. He's scored 12 balls so far, okay? He catches about 3 a game. Nothing super special there, but he's run the ball 48 times, 327 yards, but 6.8 yards per carry, okay? Then A.J. Dillon, he's the one who's carried the ball most of the times, 57 times with 211 yards. He only averaged 3.7 yards a carry, okay? But they both get the ball quite a bit. I mean, you can see, what have we had? Jones averages, 4 games, so 12 times a game, okay, carrying the ball, and Dillon's about 14 times a game getting the ball. So, between the 2, they average running about 26 times a game. Now, that's kind of, a little off, more than normal, especially for an Aaron Rodgers team, because Aaron Rodgers likes to throw the ball. But, I mean, they're running the ball and passing the ball about 50-50, okay? So it takes a little bit of pressure off Aaron Rodgers because they do have that good running game going. So it's going to be huge for the Giants to control or try to control that offensive, the defensive line, when they're on defense, the line of scrimmage. If we get Leo in there, clogging up the middle is huge. Freeing up the backers, right, to come up and make tackles, especially if we got to, I don't know how many middle, inside, and back. Might get three safeties. Might have a safety come up into the box, right, to help go up against the run. We'll have to wind up waiting and see how many cornerbacks are on the field, But, I mean, it'd be huge for the Giants to be able to take away the run. That would be huge. And then just try to, it's not something you maybe always want to say, but you want to, I guess they're trying to maybe make Aaron Rodgers beat them by throwing the ball. Now, I mean, they got Daubs, Tunyon, Lazard, Cobb, Randall Cobb, right? He's been around forever. But, I mean, they got Watson, Christian Watson. He caught 6 passes, but Dobbs, I think it is, Romeo, number 87. He's caught 19 so far, okay, in 4 games, right? So it's almost about 5 catches a game, okay? And then you got Tunyon with 13 catches. Lazard has 12. Cobb has 10, right? Sammy Watkins, who's only played in 2 games, he has 6. Right, so I mean, they got a bunch of, some young guys. Watson's 23, Daubs is 22, right? Lazard's 27. But they got some younger guys, right, who he's trying to get familiar with and comfortable. So he hasn't been really. What's he got? 129 attempts, right? So he's throwing the ball like 32 times a game, right? So I mean, nothing super duper crazy, okay. But, I mean, they're not really scoring a boatload of points. I mean, obviously, what really hurt them, okay, was against the first game of the season when they lost to the Vikings. They only scored 7 points, okay? But then they put up 27 on the Bears, but then they only scored 14 and scored all against the Bucs the second half. They almost had 21 points against the Buccaneers the third game of the season. They fumbled the ball inside the 1-yard line. I believe fumbled the ball away, shall I say. Inside the Bucs 1-yard line. So they almost had 21 points. But they had the 14. They couldn't score it all in the second half. And then last week, they had 24 points at the end of the game. They won it in overtime, right? So basically, 2 of the games they scored over 20 points. And 1 game they scored 14. The first game of the season they scored 7. So, are they doing better than the Giants? Yeah, I would say so, especially both running and passing. Yeah, absolutely, without a doubt. But, I mean, they're not really lighting it up. But, I mean, you'll notice also their defense is doing very well. They gave up 24 to the Patriots, but against Tom Brady, they only gave up 12 points. To the Bears, they only gave up 10 points. Okay, the first game of the season, they gave up 23 points. So they're not giving up a lot of points either. All right? I mean, they get pressure on the quarterback. So when we go back to pass, it's going to be, what are they going to do with Daniel Jones? I don't think they're going to want to have him be a statue in the pocket, right? So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what they wind up doing with him, right? And the Packers have a decent defense. Now, obviously, it's going to be, a lot of it's going to be up to Saquon, see what they have in store, what they got going on for him. I saw a couple of times last week where they had, the 3 tight ends in there blocking. 8 men on a line of scrimmage blocking, right? And then you got Daniel Jones, you got Saquon Barkley, and you got 1 wide receiver wide. They might have some of that this year, actually tomorrow morning, right? Just trying to maybe open something up, for Saquon. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be, one thing the Giants cannot do, obviously, is turnovers. Turnovers is going to. Turnovers are going to kill them. If the Giants can get turnovers from the Packers, they're going to need to turn those into points. If Aaron Rodgers throws an interception, he might throw 1. I can't, I mean, a lot of times if the game is lost, maybe one quarterback throws 3 interceptions. Well, that's not going to be Aaron Rodgers, right? If anybody fumbles or throws in at 3, has 3 or so turnovers, it's going to be Daniel Jones. The thing is that the Giants want to get the probably want to get the running game going, which is good and bad. See, a lot of times though, with the running game, those 1 and 2 yard gains in the first quarter, you keep it up. Well, then in the second quarter, they turn to maybe 3-4 yard. Then in the second half, that's when they really start. Right? It's like Novocaine. You get it in the beginning. It's like, I don't really feel anything. You let it take effect. Let it take effect. And by the fourth quarter, the Novocaine's taking effect, and it's right. So then those run blocks, right? One after the other, all game long. By the time you get to the fourth quarter, that's when the running game starts opening up a little bit, right? And that's when it starts taking effect. The problem is that the Giants going to be able to get to the fourth quarter, third, fourth quarter, you know what I mean? To maybe have that running game take effect. I mean, if the Packers, I'm just saying, that's all I'm just, if the Packers put up, if we're getting into the third quarter and the Packers are up, 24-7, 24-3, 21-3 or something like that, somewhere along the line, it's going to be the point where we just can't keep running the ball. We're using up too much of the clock. We're going to have to start throwing the ball, and that's when the Giants are going to get in trouble. So can the Giants try to get the running game going? All right. Will they be able to keep it going long enough? Will they be able to stay in the game long enough? That's going to be the thing. I mean, is Aaron Rodgers going to go off, put up 30 on the Giants or so? I mean, if that's the case, you can pretty much forget about it. I mean, the Giants going to need to, keep the Packers to 24 points or less, maybe have a shot. I don't really see, the Giants putting up a boatload of points. It's going to have to be a tough, contested game. The Giants going to have to make the Packers march down the field and earn every yard they get. But I mean, in the long run, I don't see the Giants. If they do, I'm all for it, baby. I love it. But I mean, I don't think the Giants are going to win this one. I think with Aaron Rodgers, I think he'll be just a little too much. I think it'll be like 27-17, something like that. The Giants will score some points, but I think in the long run, I think Aaron Rodgers and the Packers and their offense, a good, solid running game. And of course, you got a Hall of Fame quarterback throwing the football, and he's pretty much at the top of his game. I think they'll want to prevail in 27-17. But the Giants can't beat themselves. They got to make the Packers earn everything that they get. They can't turn the ball over. Give the Packers short fields and easy points, right? So, I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's the other way around. Boy, I hope the Giants win 27-17, but I just don't see it happening. I mean, the Giants, have a hard time pass blocking. Daniel Jones, he's cleared to play, but he had a problem with his ankle. Okay. We have no wide receivers. We have 4. We have a 5th, the 6th, the 7th, 8th best wide receiver, right? Tough to win football games that way, Our second cornerback is out. Our second best edge rusher is out. So I mean, hopefully I don't know if you want to say Leo the Lion or Sexy Dexter Lawrence is our best defensive lineman, because Dexter Lawrence has been doing phenomenal. So I don't know if you want to say that, but Leo the Lion, he's going to be on a pitch count. The Packers have like nobody, what I mean? Nobody out. They don't have anybody out. Let me. I had a hold on. Got it here. Injuries. Okay, injury report. That's. We got 7 guys. Packers don't have anybody out. I mean, you can say, well, blame it on injuries. Well, I'll tell you what, half the Packers team out. Okay. And let's see if they can win a football game, right? Packers got, just on this here, Pro Football Reference. They got 3 guys who are questionable. And I don't know. Pretty much everybody else looks like they're going to be playing. I mean, right? I mean, they got some nicks and bruises and all that, but I mean, they don't have anybody out. Not that I see. Giants have 7 guys out, so it just seems like, the combination of everything, I mean, wide receivers, we got our 5th best wide receiver going to be starting, right? Second best cornerbacks out, second edge rushers out. The line, the best cornerback, the line, he's going to be on a pitch count. Quarterback had a, good ankle. Our best thing is hope we can stay in the game. It's a little tough. As I said, Giants, I'm all for it. But my prediction is I got the Packers going 27-17, something like that. Yeah, I hope I'm wrong, but that's what I got for this week. So, well, let's see, 11. Wow, 10.5 hours are going to be kicking off. Whew, wow, it's going to be an early game. Well, anybody who spent any time, it's been 36 minutes for me shoot my mouth off. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, guys. Anybody spend any time watching this, I greatly, greatly appreciate it. You guys absolutely rock. Or anybody watches the replay of this, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys freaking absolutely rock. And as always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.